The winds that sweep across Culloden Battlefield carry more than just whispers of the Scottish Highlands. They carry the memory of tragedy. It was here, in April 1746, that more than 1,300 Scots lost their lives in a single, brutal hour, ending the Jacobite Rising and forever changing the course of Scottish history. Culloden is not just a piece of land. It is consecrated ground, a mass grave where clansmen fought and fell, where blood was spilled, and where families were shattered. Yet in recent years, this sacred place has become the stage for something far more unsettling. Fans of Outlander turning a site of mourning into a backdrop for selfies, tours, and, shockingly, inappropriate behavior. The rise of Outlander since 2014 has done more than captivate global audiences with its sweeping romance and time-traveling twists. It has put Scotland's history, and its landscapes, into the global spotlight. From the cobbled streets of Edinburgh to the misty hills of the Highlands, tourism has exploded, with thousands making pilgrimages to sites featured in the Stars series. Among the most visited, Culloden Battlefield, particularly the Clan Fraser Stone, a marker tied, in the fiction of the show, to Jamie Fraser, Sam Heughan's iconic Highland warrior. But here's the harsh truth. Jamie Fraser never fought at Culloden. He never stood shoulder to shoulder with the men who perished that day. He is a fictional creation, a character born from the pages of Diana Gabaldon's novels. The men buried beneath those stones were real. They were husbands, sons, fathers, ordinary Scots cut down in a battle that would haunt generations. And yet, according to reports from visitors, some Outlander fans have blurred the lines so much that respect for history has been replaced by something disturbingly trivial. It began with flowers and tributes left at the Fraser Stone. At first, it seemed harmless, even touching, fans honoring Jamie Fraser as though he had truly lived and died there. But then the behaviors escalated. Guides and visitors reported fans climbing over barriers, taking staged photos as if the grave marker were a tourist prop, and in one shocking allegation, even licking the stone. Yes, you read that correctly. A tour guide recounted how the site had to be cordoned off because visitors were treating it with a kind of obsessive fanaticism, ignoring the fact that beneath the soil lay the remains of real men who had died violent. The revelation spread quickly across social media after one visitor posted a photograph of the stone now chained off. Their innocent question, "Why is this the only stone blocked off?" unleashed hundreds of comments that exposed the uncomfortable truth. One fan wrote bluntly, "To keep Outlander, when we..." Even among the fanbase, the reaction was swift and angry. Many condemned the actions of a minority who seemed unable to separate fiction from fact. One particularly cutting comment summed it up, others. The National Trust for Scotland, which manages the battlefield, has tried to tread carefully. A spokesperson explained that the stone was cordoned off periodically, to allow the ground around it to recover, acknowledging that certain markers receive more attention than others. They expressed gratitude that thousands of people continue to visit Culloden to learn about the past, but the tone was unmistakable. Managing the balance between honoring history and accommodating Outlander-fueled tourism has become increasingly difficult. For Sam Heughan and Caitríona Balfe, the faces of Jamie and Claire, this controversy strikes at the heart of something deeper. Their performances may have brought Culloden into pop culture consciousness, but neither actor has ever intended for fans to cross the line into disrespect. Culloden is not a film set, it is not a fictional battlefield. It is a graveyard. The growing outrage from Scots, historians, and fans alike suggests that this line has not just been blurred, it has been crossed. The question lingers like a chill in the Highland air. Where does admiration for a story end, and where should reverence for history begin? In chasing the romance of Jamie Fraser, some fans appear to have forgotten the men who actually lay beneath the stone. And in doing so, they have sparked a debate that Sam Heughan and Caitríona Balfe can no longer ignore. Because if fiction can bring people to sacred ground, it also carries the responsibility to remind them why that ground matters. The uproar surrounding Culloden Battlefield has reached a boiling point, and it's no longer just whispers among tour guides or heated debates on fan forums. It has now drawn the attention of the very faces most associated with Outlander, Heughan and Caitríona Balfe. For nearly a decade, they have carried the weight of Jamie and Claire's love story, but in this case, they have chosen to drop the roles and speak directly, as themselves, to fans. Their message? Respect Scotland, respect Culloden, respect the dead. In interviews and social media posts, both stars have expressed discomfort at seeing sacred places transformed into photo backdrops. Heughan, who has built his career on embodying Scotland's rugged beauty and history, has repeatedly emphasized that Culloden is not just a set piece. His words are firm but weary. Culloden is a battlefield, a burial site. It deserves silence, reflection, and honor. It's not a stage for selfies or a shrine for a fictional character. Balfe, often measured in her responses, echoed his sentiment with an even sharper edge. I understand the love for Claire and Jamie. We've lived with them for over a decade, and they've changed our lives too. But what I cannot understand is the disregard for history. People died there, real people. It's not about us. It's not about Outlander. It's about honoring those who are buried in that ground. Her words resonated because they revealed the fine line actors must walk. Grateful for their fandom but horrified when devotion turns into disrespect. The frustration from both stars reflects a larger concern that goes beyond Outlander itself. Cultural tourism has exploded thanks to television and film, drawing visitors to places once known only to locals or historians. Scotland has seen record-breaking tourist numbers in the wake of Outlander's success. Castles, villages, and battlefields featured in the show have been swarmed by international fans eager to touch, photograph, and claim a piece of the world that Jamie and Claire inhabit. But Culloden is not like other sites. Unlike a castle that can withstand footsteps or a village square that thrives on commerce, Culloden is consecrated ground. Every stone is heavy with loss. Every step is a step across a grave. That's why the National Trust for Scotland continues to plead for sensitivity. Their spokesperson made it clear, "We're very grateful that thousands of people visit Culloden each year to experience the powerfully emotive and atmospheric battlefield where the 1745 Jacobite Rising came to a tragic end." But gratitude is laced with exasperation. They know that Culloden has become the Outlander battlefield for many international visitors, and that the fictional allure of Jamie Fraser often overshadows the historical truth of clan blood spilled across the moor. The situation raises uncomfortable but necessary questions. When does fandom cross the line? Can one love a fictional world while respecting the real-world history it draws from? And how much responsibility lies with the stars who bring that fiction to life? Sam and Caitríona seem to understand this weight intimately. For them, Outlander has always been more than scripts and costumes. It has been a bridge between fiction and Scotland's cultural identity. They have repeatedly used their platform to highlight Scotland's heritage, charities, and historical sites. To see fans behave in ways that dishonor that heritage feels like a betrayal of everything the show was meant to celebrate. And fans, too, are divided. Some defend the actions as harmless enthusiasm, claiming that laying flowers or touching stones is simply an expression of love. But the louder voices, even within the Outlander community, reject this defense. They argue that passion for a television show should never eclipse reverence for the real lives lost. One viral comment captured it bluntly: "James Fraser is a fictional person. These are real souls who passed away. People need to be respectful." The irony is striking. Season 3 of Outlander depicted Culloden with harrowing intensity, showing Jamie Fraser's fictional survival against the backdrop of slaughter. The episode was praised for its raw portrayal of grief and futility. And yet, years later, some fans are accused of trivializing that very grief by treating the battlefield as a novelty stop. It's as if the lesson of Culloden, the weight of sacrifice, has been lost in the obsession with Jamie Fraser's romance. Sam and Caitríona's decision to blast fans is not just about shaming bad behavior. It's about drawing a boundary. It's a reminder that fiction, no matter how beloved, cannot consume fact. Their words are a plea for maturity in fandom, to channel admiration into respect, not desecration. Culloden, after all, is more than a symbol in a story. It is a wound that never fully healed in Scotland's history. To stand on that moor is to feel the silence of men cut down in their prime, to sense the weight of a rebellion crushed, to hear echoes of a culture fighting for survival. It deserves reverence, not triviality. As Outlander approaches its final season, the fandom will no doubt continue to pilgrimage to the places that gave life to Jamie and Claire. But Sam Heughan and Caitríona Balfe's message is clear. Remember the difference between story and history. Culloden is not about Outlander. It is about Scotland's past, and the men who fell deserve more than flowers left for a character who never existed. When the dust settles, perhaps that is Outlander's greatest legacy. Not just a love story that spans centuries, but a call to remember real history with the respect it has always deserved.